business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Hello, I'm Dr. Vowero Otomewo Oriaki, popularly known as Dr. V or Lady V. I'm a best-selling author, a confidence coach, a motivational speaker, and a next-level strategist. The genius in me is the confidence in me. Always remember, genius is common.
I'm Jaha, Chief of Tonkawa of Texas, artist and entrepreneur. My genius is master building. Master building with what's in my hands or nothing at all. I learned to keep it simple, clear, and concise. Lay a strong foundation in truth and purity, and you really can't go wrong. Allow room for yourself and others to grow. Tap deep. I learned a lot there. Like it's better to steer away from being judgmental. I learned more about my uniqueness. I learned about authenticity, so on and so on and on and on and on. I realized I didn't have to spend my time being in competition because I already won. You don't have to spend your time always competing against people. You're already a winner. Allow yourself room to grow and allow others room to grow. To learn yourself, to learn what your genius is, and to be the best you, to be the best genius that you are. This is our individual journey, as well as our collective journey. And it's not so much that we have to explain ourselves to people to help them to get us, because they're probably not going to get us anyway. You'll know when you struck that genius goal because you'll freely share, and you'll share it with great love and wisdom. Whatever you want, know it, be it, and do it. Don't be afraid to live it out. Be the inspiration. Be the miracle. Be the dream. Be the love. Be the success. So, what's your genius? Own it. Go fearlessly. We are innately wired with genius. Pay it forward with good intentions. Genius is common.
The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for students in high school to go to college. This is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund. Our goal is to give 10 laptops and up to $5,000 to students. And students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. I'd like to take this moment out to thank some of our sponsors: Black Leaders Worldwide, Peony Properties LLC, First Atlantic, Step Management, Moody Capital Partners, National Black Mastermind Group, Extreme FX, ATS, A New Way Home NC, Sharon Campbell Solution Group, Kingdom Legacy Partnerships LLC, GAMS Unlimited LLC, Creative Force Studios, and Black Business Expo USA. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the Scholarship Foundation. So, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Squad made the beat.
My name is Scott Galley, and I'm the CEO of Haystack Industries, and I am a genius.
Hey y'all, it's TSU The Buzz Radio with your host, I am Zaire, also known as DJ Roz, and I am Genius.
Our job is to find that genius level talent and then to apply it in a way that supports that genius level talent.
My name is Mariah Lee. I'm a musician and I am a genius. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the cell.
My name is Justice. My genius is music. Genius is comedy.
Doesn't mean you have to walk around planting unwanted seeds. Doesn't mean you have to walk around with all the guns.
My name is Mira Moffitt, and my genius is poetry. Genius is comedy.
Hi, I'm Celeste Stein, an associate professor of mass communication. Although I have a lot of interests, my genius is actually nurturing and helping others to achieve their full potential. I currently teach at Tennessee State University, where genius is common.
I am
a genius.
My name is Gabriel Golden. I'm a student at Tennessee State University, and everyone has a genius in them. So I challenge you to find your genius.
Genius is coming. Our next guest is Ms. Demetrius Cheatham of Diversity Technical Men Perspective GitHub. Demetrius Cheatham is the Senior Director of Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging at GitHub. She is responsible for leading the company's long-term strategy across 4 pillars: people, platform, policy, and philanthropy. Her work includes aligning diversity, inclusion, and belonging to the company's global expansion, growth, and business strategy, and plan for the future footprint of its workforce. I present to you Demetrius Cheatham. Mrs. Cheatham, thank you for coming to the show. I'd love to hear your voice, ma'am.
I just finished having an amazing welcome to you all while I was on mute. We are able to go now. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. We're going to make up some time here, and I'm going to jump right in by bringing my amazing co-panelists to the stage. We have Ray, Marcus, and Dob. So if they could be introduced and brought on.
Hi, Marcus.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone.
Waiting for Ray and Dob here. All right, we have Dob. And we have Ray. So I'm not the one to try and even introduce you amazing men who are with me today. So if I could have you all do a brief introduction for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Starting with who appears first on my screen, Marcus.
Sure. Well, like I said, good afternoon. I'm Marcus Phillips. I am Director of Enterprise Marketing Services for Pentair. Been with Pentair about 15 years, and that was a fancy title for, I do a lot of work, support work at the corporate level for Pentair. But excited and humbled to be here with you all.
All right. Ray?
Hi, my name is Ray Brown. I'm a learning experience designer with Amazon Web Services, and I worked with Demetrius at Red Hat a few months back doing some diversity and inclusion work.
All right. And Dob, last but certainly not least.
Hello. My name is Dob Denenbaum. Currently, I'm in data analytics manager for the Amazon Alexa marketing BI team. And there I mentor and help build analytics solutions to drive insights and ROI investments for our marketing org. So it's a pleasure to be here. And I used to work with Demetrius as well at Red Hat a couple months back, and Ray.
Awesome. So we are all friends among here. Those of you that joined us earlier today at 2:00, we had an amazing conversation with Chastity and Sarah. And I like to call that the girlfriend's living room talk, where it was a private, intimate conversation. And so it was a few months ago, and Ray and Dob and I were out with one of our friends, Dan, and we were talking about a lot of diversity and inclusion things that we were seeing inside of tech companies. And so I said, just in the way that those amazing ladies had a different perspective on diversity and inclusion, there's what I call a barbershop conversation that needed to be had amongst the fellas in the industry as well. So when we had our conversation to just, go over what we wanted to talk about, they said that they wanted to jump right in with the hard stuff, no fluff. So we're just going to go ahead with the questions here. And one of the things that came out was that this thing around the systemic structures, right? Like a lot of times people will go just into the programming of diversity and inclusion, but there's some systemic issues that are in place inside of corporate America.
Oh. Good afternoon. How's things going?
We get promoted equally. How do you all feel about performance reviews?
What's going on?
Ray, I'll let you jump right
Hello, Dr. Kelly. Great to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. And it's amazing how when we are starting to do some of the things we're starting to do, something can go awry. But folks, thank you for sticking with me. I just want to let you know that I've been sharing with you the Expo. And Dr. Kelly, as I shared earlier, is the brainchild of this phenomenal expo that's happening right before our eyes. And so, having said that, Dr. Kelly, could you please introduce yourself, and I'm going to highlight you. And folks, go ahead and share this broadcast as Dr. Kelly tells you a bit more about who he is and what he's done. And again, we give all credit to the Black Business Expo USA for the videos you've seen today. Dr. Kelly, welcome, and please tell us more about who you are and what you do for the planet.
And of course, it's always great when I come to be around such an amazing woman. You're doing an awesome job. And as I talk about doing some awesome things, the Black Business Expo has been in business since 1991. And when COVID hit, we had to pivot. And we're doing a virtual Black Business Expo that's reaching some 133,000 people in some 200 countries. The Black Business Expo is a expo that is reaching out to help do scholarships for kids all over the country. We raise up to $5,000 and scholarships for kids. And you know, it's always great when we get a chance to share our vision and share our voice. The Black Business Expo was started by my grandmother and my mother. And I tell you, it's been a ride for all of some 40 years.
All right. I love that. And I want to say right down below, folks, if you look right below us, you can go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and join us as we work together to help people not just survive, but thrive. So, Dr. Kelly, again, I want to thank you. I was actually on the show, folks, and I called Dr. Kelly and I said, Dr. Kelly, guess what I'm doing? And I told him that I was broadcasting. He said, you know what, Dr. Lotus, I'll be right there. Mm-hmm. And here is how we work together to help people all around the world. And now I know it's called the Black Business Expo, but Dr. Kelly, I want you to have a word to dispel a myth, because some people think that it's just about people of color and we don't have other counterparts that's helping to move this along. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, you know, that is one of the things that really is disheartening when you start saying the word Black business. People believe that Black business, when you say Black business, we're segregating ourselves and we're putting ourselves on another shelf with all of the businesses in the world. One of the things that you will notice that there is nothing on the planet that's just one color or one kind. The Black Business Expo has companies and corporations from all across the country who support us, who have supported us in the past, like the IBMs, the Wells Fargos, the North Carolina Lottery, and I can go on and on and on. There are some events that are Black-led and some events that are Black targeted. The Black Business Expo happens to be Black-led, and we all are targeted by products and services from all over the country. And the sad thing that, and I shouldn't say sad, the interesting thing is that when people come in and talk about business, the color of freedom is green. And when we begin to start talking about the economics and talk about the dollar and talk about the $1 trillion that's in our community, it's always a big question mark. You know, I always point out that the Black businesses represent over $2 billion, but Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, is worth $3 billion. So I have a question: if one man is more represents more money than all of the Black companies in North America, what's going on with us as Black businesses? Doesn't even scratch the surface of the money that's out here for everybody to make. And you know, we've heard that myth for a long time, but you know, the people who see past the word Black understand that it's not one of those things where we're saying you can't come. Because a lot of my friends come, a lot of my corporations come, and I wouldn't have been able to survive for over 40 years if it just was a Black, as I said, a Black targeted event.
Exactly. I concur. And one thing that you said that I thought was very profound is that, and here is why you're so amazing, because you gave credit to where credit is due. When you talked about your mother, you talked about your grandmother. Can you tell us a little bit of how their vision spawned this? And if they ever share with you why they started it?
Well, you know, that is an amazing question, because, and I tell people a lot of times, you know, the Black Business Expo kind of fell on me. I went to school on art scholarship. Yeah. And being on art scholarship, you know, my grandmother, I was living with my grandmother who raised me, and she saw me going on art scholarship and she gave me the family car. At that time, I didn't understand why I got the family car, but then later on, I realized I didn't have to pay for college, and she gave me the family car as a reward for getting an art scholarship, and then she bought a new car. So there was really a sneaky boss move that my grandmother made by giving me the car. And when I got out of college, I sold cars. And once I finished selling cars, because I come from the poor side of Durham, North Carolina, I sold cars to raise enough money to start my advertising agency. And when I started my agency, my grandmother walks in one day and says, "I like to do an event." And at that time, she was one of the ladies that worked at a plant here called Gold Kiss Poetry, and she worked with the AFL and CIO as a chief negotiator for Black people and white folk. You know, sometimes people don't realize in the old days when Black people got mad because they weren't making enough money, and white people got mad because they didn't want to pay them anything, there were always these matriarchs. There were always these Black women that stood in the middle and explained to the white folk, you know, why the Black people was upset, and brought everybody together in a way so that everybody would be happy with getting a raise and with getting more work done, because it really was about more work done and not about the money. And so I used to be in those rooms with her all the time, and I was sitting there listening. And so my negotiating skills not only came from my grandmother, they came from me selling cars. And so when she walked in the door and said she wanted to do it, I said, okay, that sounds interesting. I took the event that she gave me to another organization to help them raise funds. And they decided after about 2 months they wasn't going to do it. And so I ended up doing it. And when I ended up doing it, my grandmother came to the show and said it was a nice little show. And mind you, it was the first show I ever did. And I had about 98 businesses. And she said, you have to do your research. And one thing I like to tell all your audience, always do your research. And so I went on a quest of doing some research. And so I began to have pipe and drapes and keynote speakers to come. And then my grandmama said, this is the kind of event that I'm talking about. Her whole goal was to bring Black businesses and corporations together so they could do businesses. But more importantly, she wanted to give out scholarships to kids because she liked the attitude and she liked the idea that I went to school on scholarship. And that's how the Black Business Expo started. And my mother has pushed it on ever since.
So I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I wanted to be able to give our viewers globally some insight to, one, how it got started, dispel the myth also that it's just only people of color or people with melanin in their skin, I'll just say that are only working together. It is people from all over the world of all ethnicities and of all socioeconomical levels that are coming together, that are helping to focus on our youth, help them to get through school successfully and have the things that they need, most of all, to include laptops, training, scholarships, and things like that, that will help make it easier on so many of the parents that are actually struggling globally to make ends meet.
That is true. And, you know, I think that is the thing that is missing. You know, I'm an artist. I draw and I paint. And I retired a long time ago. And that's all that I do. The Black Business Expo is not a job for me. It's a mission. Right. And it's a mission to help kids. You know, our kids are pushed into different marketplaces all the time. And what I mean by that, they're pushed to be rappers, singers, football, basketball players. There's nothing wrong with that. But our kids need to be pushed to be scientists, to be in technology, to be in different other activities and other jobs. And some of our students who are not going to go to college need to be entrepreneurs. And so what we do at the Black Business Expo is we provide an opportunity and education for these kids to do more than just, you know, go down one lane. And I tell you one thing, Doc, it is truly an honor to be on your platform to let other people know that there is more to it than just one particular part of the Black community. We all grow because there's a Black Business Expo. We all grow because there's a Hispanic community. We all grow because there is a majority community. We all grow because there's a corporate community. You know, our theme is economic inclusion. And you think about that for a moment. If we're not included into economics, how do we survive? How do we grow? And that's what it's all about, economic inclusion. And for those out there who think that, hey, you're only on the shelf by yourself, I implore you to come to the Black Business Expo, see the kind of training that's going on. We are doing a 24-hour business network that will showcase businesses all over the world. And if I had to change the name, I'll change it to the Brother Business Network. Then what would they say? Is it just for brothers? Or the sister business network? Would it just be for sisters? I think that all of these names are semantics. What we have to look at is, what is the mission? Why does it exist? And it exists to help our students who are underprivileged. It helps our students who need a helping hand. It helps our students who are looking for some leadership other than the leadership that they see on television and newspaper. So we love where we stand. And because of the name, we've been able to do over 40 years. And we're going to continue to do and serve not only the students, but the Black businesses and the companies and corporations who come each and every year and do some great and amazing things with us.
I love it. I love it. And I said, like you said, it exists to help students, and you can too. You can help these students all around, all over. You can help them. You don't have to just be in the same place and in the same space to lend a helping hand. So with that being said, I would like to know more about how people can donate, because I heard the other night when I was listening to some of the broadcastings that we were trying to really gain more participation and get the funding trickling in, because you are doing a wonderful work getting laptops to students who would otherwise not have it. And just speaking from a personal perspective myself, I remember when the pandemic started and my great nieces and nephews, now y'all watch that. I did say great, but watch that. So my nieces, nephews, great nieces and nephews who are in school, one in particular needed a laptop. And so we had to wait for one. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Because we have the Black Business Expo in place, gravitating funds that are going into communities that would maybe not otherwise have these resources. This is something that many people want to get behind, but what I'm hearing is the funds aren't trickling in enough. So I want to ask, how can people begin to trickle in? Because let's face it, you've been in business for over 40 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you've have speakers all over the world chiming in. You have speakers, even speakers right now. And like you said, this thing is live. And I'm going to show you guys, they're actually live on the Black Business Expo page. And I just silenced them so I can talk and they won't talk over me and vice versa. And there are people streaming in from all over the world watching this, speakers speaking, pouring in their love and support because they want to support children and business owners all over the place. So how can people really contribute that want to contribute and that are ready to contribute right in the here and now?
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because we've had over 40,000 people to go on our page already. We've had over 10,000 engagements. But the thing that I find is when you're putting on something the way that we're putting it on, we look just like CNN. We look just like NBC. Yes. I always say there should not be extra credit given to you for being excellent. And right. One of the things that we find that when organizations are being excellent, people assume that they're doing great. Now, people can go to our website at www. Black Business Expo USA and donate. But I keep saying to people, think about it for a moment. If we're raising up to $5,000 for a student and laptop computers, if people would come on our Cash App and do $1, just $1, we will be able to help students all over the country. Now,
Wow.
I know we're talking about money, but I want to talk to my students. I want to talk to my mission. I want to talk to the kids that's out there who don't know they're going to get an opportunity. I want to talk to the kids who say, you know, I want to start a business. All I need is maybe $3,000 to $5,000 on a laptop, a business plan, and I can start my business right now. Those are the people I want to talk to. I want to say to them, since I'm on your platform, this. Go to the Black Business Expo today. Okay. All you have to do is fill out the form and do an essay, 300, 500 words, and tell me and tell our group why you deserve a scholarship. That's all you have to do, kids. Forget about, I need for people to put some money down to help us give it to you. But I believe that companies and corporations all over the world are going to continue to give us dollars to help our kids. But I want our kids to understand you can go on our website. And if you get on the website and there's a bottleneck, all you have to do is email me at bbxspeakers at Gmail. I'll get your essays. And once I get your essays, I'll give them to the team. And our team will look at your essays and we'll do all we can to supply with the kids that we can. And that's the biggest thing that nobody wants to talk about. If I could say, we did 133,000 people in February. If 103,000 people were to give us $1, then my mission would be easier. But what happens is when you're doing excellent work, people just think you have the money. Like I said earlier, if you want to know more about what I do in terms of my job or in terms of my life, you can go to my museum, the EricKellyMuseum.org, and you can see what I do in terms of raising money. Now, I could have easily just decided that, okay, I'm going to paint, I'm going to draw, I'm going to earn some money for my paintings, and I'm going to give out scholarships. But my grandmother said that our community should serve our community. She said that we can serve our community if we want to serve our community. And when you start talking about donating to us, it's easy. You can go to the website and donate, or like I said, we did Cash App this time because one of my board members said, why don't you make it easy?
Easy
for people. And you think about it. We have a tremendous amount of great people out there who are being great, that have money, that can probably write a $20,000, a $30,000, or $40,000 check. We are a 501c3 organization. So we already know that they can write it off on their taxes. But we also are a for-profit agency. So we know if they decided they just wanted to donate, then they can donate. But here again, when we see people out here doing things for our Black kids, the question always becomes, why don't you share in the power of helping our students? And again, like I said, they can go to our Cash App, and it's just a joy to have a mission like this. It's a joy to be in this seat, whether we get a lot or we get a little. Anything that we get will help our kids. And like I said, our Cash App is BBX USA. Oh, and Hillary Gooden is going to be one of our speakers this year, along with you. Y'all are going to be speakers this year. But more importantly, we have to begin to think about it. Now, you brought up something very interesting earlier about the name Black.
Yes.
Okay? And some people feel like the name Black is a problem, or a challenge. I don't use problem, it's a challenge. If the $1 trillion of Black people that we see in our communities were to say, okay, we're going to go and do something with a Black organization, then all of our Black organizations would be successful. Not just us, but all of our organizations. But when we take that $1 trillion and we spend it in other people's neighborhoods, and we don't look at our kids, and when our kids come up and they don't have no resources, who do we have to look at? Most organizations, I mean, most groups, ethnic groups or cultural groups, you know, the Jews, they spend money in their community over and over again for months at a time. The Hispanics, they spend money in their community months at a time. But we're the only group that spend money in our community for only 8 hours. And I always submit, Friday when we get our check, the 8 hours that we sleep are the 8 hours we spend in our community. We have to stop that and look around and find Black businesses to support. Because the question always is, where are the Black businesses? You have to do like every other community. Understand that when you support a Black business, you are supporting a Black family. And when we begin to understand that the Black business represents the Black family, then we can really begin to see how our dollars can change people's lives.
Exactly. And I concur. And speaking of changing lives, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back. But in the meantime and in between time, here's somebody that can help change your life. We'll be right back.
Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that if just one ball drops to the ground, everything could fall apart because everybody's looking at you. You're stressed and overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help that's real help, for solutions. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you. I am Hillary Gooden, the Vibrant Life Coach, author, speaker, lymphologist, and pastor. I empower busy women leaders with strategies to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and boost your immunity. If you're ready for that, you say, you know, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillarygooden.com. You can direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Hillary Gooden. Or else if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, a clarity call, go to bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. That's bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
North Carolina Women with Vision present the Health and Wellness Resource Festival coming your way June 19, 2021 with some of the best speakers around. And make sure you come on in and connect so that you can take your business and everything you do to the next level. Because after all, having the right resources and the right people, being connected to those key essentials will take you places that you never thought possible. And don't forget to connect with our nonprofit partners. And you can be one of our nonprofit partners too. That's right, it's free to the community. So register today, and there's free gifts for the first 75 participants that register. Use the bit.ly link below and get registered today. We'll see you there. Remember, follow the show on YouTube, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing as you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. All right, and we are back with Dr. Eric Kelly,
Let me say
CEO
something.
of the Black Business Expo. Go ahead, Doc.
Let me say something. Audience, if you watch just the production that you just saw, if you're sitting out there looking at what's going on here at this studio, if you're looking at Lotus Richie Ignites, you need to get on board. You know, I said earlier, there is no extra credit for excellence. If you look at what we just saw, Miss Gooden, just look at the information you saw. It is awesome. I want to tell you, I am more than impressed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call my people and tell them that we need you to be on our team because you are sharing some great information with us. And again, to all of your audience, you know, subscribe.
All right. I love it. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. And right back at you. Make sure you subscribe. Jump on board. Make sure you donate to the Black Business Expo. Because remember, this is about everybody. Everybody can take part in helping a young school age person ignite and take flight in every area of their life. But in order for them to do it, they've got to do it from the fundamentals of education. And each and every one of you out there can help.
Well, you know, when you talk about helping, you know, like I said earlier, you know, you have a few people in this country who understands, you know, what we're embarking on. You have a few people in the country who understand what it takes to make things happen. But all of us understand that what moves the needle. You know, one of the things that really surprises me in our community, I had a group of men on yesterday, and these guys got on and they started talking about the $1 billion that they were working with and talk about how much money that they wanted to make and how they wanted to ask companies on our network to support them. Now, this is, and I'm just going to mention this because I think this is the stuff that kind of is disheartening for us as business people who are on the ground grabbing and tugging and pulling, you know. And then the gentleman called me later on, and I said to him, I said, well, you know, y'all did a great job. You know, we do about $15,000 worth of advertising for each one of our speakers. We send them all out. We do all the advertising. I said, how much money do you think you guys will donate? Do you know the guy said, well, we're going to donate $30. $30. Wow. Four guys on a worldwide platform, black guys, said they was going to donate $30. And you know what I told them? I said, thank you very much, but no thank you. Because at the end of the day, we have to stop treating our businesses and our people
exactly
if it is just a handout and we're doing you a favor.
Exactly.
You're not doing us a favor when you don't make an impact. And the question always is, do you really want to make an impact in the Black community, or are you just saying that you want to make an impact? You know, we can talk politics. And when people went into the booths and voted our last president in, everybody was upset. But the question is not, did they vote him in? The question is, what did you do about voting? And if you had voted, then you would have had your voice to be heard. And so that's what I say to people all the time. You know, I'm going to smile whether people give us dollars or not, because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, we're going to push on and find people who understand what our mission is, what our goal is. And I believe in Black people. I believe that Black people will stand up and step up and help our kids, because we all we really have. So when you hear people saying, well, your name is Black, so I won't spend no money with you. When you go into Target, when you go into a Kmart or these other companies and you spend your dollar with them, do they turn around and give you a tax break? They don't give you a tax break. They say thank you. And you are targeted by them, not only on the internet, but on television, radio, and newspaper. And then when we step in front of you and say, hey, you know, we got kids out here that need your help. And again, my phone is going to start reading. We have kids out here that need your help. That's all we're saying. Help our kids so they can change the world.
That's right. And I love that you share that. Help our kids so that they can change the world. And when we say our kids, we mean every kid.
Every kid. And one of the things when we say, if you notice what I said, go write an essay, 300 to 500 words, and my team will look at it. My team is not going to say, is this a black kid, a white kid, a purple kid, a brown kid?
Right.
The kids that we give scholarships to, young people, are kids who are having hardships. Those are the kids that we give scholarships to. You know, you're not going to see on our website a kid with a fly on his eye. You're not going to see our program with a piece of cardboard behind us with a sign written Black Business Expo. You're not going to see us do something that's going to look like it's raggedy. You know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that. You're going to see excellence, because we believe that if we show excellence to our kids, then our kids will see excellence and be excellent. And a lot of times you don't get that, you know, from people who want to say we're going to be excellent. But you look at this program right here. Mm-hmm. You look at what Lotus Ritchie Ignites is doing each and every time that they come on. They are doing excellent work. Support them. You know, when I say support them, I don't mean to just support them by just sharing. Support them by calling on them. Support them by advertising with them. Support them by showing them that you appreciate what they're doing for the community. That is the key for survival. When we leave this planet, nobody's going to jump in that coffin with you.
Yep.
That dash represents your work. My great-grandfather used to say, when you don't value your value, then your value would not be valuable. And that is where we are today. If you don't value your value, and our value is our kids, that's our value. If you don't value your value, then your value would not be valuable. And then last, you got to think about this. When you got up this morning, did you know that you would have the opportunity? Did you know that you would be sitting down listening to somebody who's asking you for help? I'm not ashamed to ask for help, because that's why I'm here, to ask you to help my kids so that my kids can do better with their lives. And for those of you who don't want to help, we want you to keep watching, because we will continue to push and press forward to help our kids do great things on this planet, because the weakest link breaks because we don't help that link to be stronger.
Yes, and I love that. And here's one thing that I wanted to share, because, you know, Doc, I always have some secret sauce. So before we finish up with the broadcast, I have to show some secret sauce, because you've been giving back for a very long time. And like your grandmother was sharing with you about helping people to help themselves, you've not only been talking about it, but you've been doing it through your art and through your museum, the Eric Kelly III Museum. And I had the phenomenal pleasure over a week ago to actually peruse the museum online. And I love that you share a bit about yourself, who you are and what you do. And then you go over and then you go and you share a bit about the museum. And folks, you can go right here to the museum and learn a bit more about Dr. Kelly. Learn about his life and his legacy in the museum where his art is. He has pieces that will knock your socks off. And so I wanted to make sure I took this time so that you can check him out on all of his social media platforms, but also go here so you can see there is a message in the music. Don't get caught in the madness, and check out the vision of the founders of this wonderful organization. From humble beginnings, make great change.
Well, you know, and I am just so glad that you're doing that, because I think sometimes what happens when you see a suit and a tie and you see somebody who's out here talking about scholarships and you really don't know what it's really all about. I've been drawing ever since I was 4. My great grandfather, he started a museum in his hallway. As a matter of fact, when you showed that house, that was his old house. And he said to me, don't give your work away. Don't
Yes.
just give it away. Sell to collectors. And that's all I do is I've been selling to collectors ever since I was 13 years old. And as you see the work that I've done, I was looking for a way to create something that nobody else on the planet is creating. And now at 60 something years old, we've gotten to that point. And mind you, when you start talking about people like Basquiat, who his last piece was sold for $110 million, and Mark Bradford, who sells he's the only living artist right now, black artist, who's selling his piece for $12 million a piece. We have to understand as artists that do the work and people will come calling. I really appreciate you doing that with my museum. You know you're blowing me away. You know you're blowing me away.
Well, thank you, Doc, because here's the thing that I learned about you in our initial conversations. You shared with me about the humble beginnings, about your grandfather, about your mom, about your grandmother. And when I had the opportunity to look at this little house and hear and read the vision of the founders, and then I went after that and I went to the museum store, and I realized that all of these were done by your own hands from those wonderful, wonderful beginnings. And this is what you're giving to the world. You're telling people to allow us to help our children.
That is
because you started painting at 4, right?
Yes. And
what can they do at 3 or 4?
That is why the Black Business Expo exists, because my grandmama looked at a little kid and said, wow, look at what he's doing. And then I just kept doing it. My great grandfather wanted me to be a lawyer. He said that all families needed a lawyer. I told him I wanted to be an artist. He walked into my room and said, choose. Either you're going to be an artist or you're going to be a lawyer. And I got my pencil and I looked at him and said, well, I'm drawing, Papa. I'm drawing. And my grandmother, my phone is going to continue to ring. My grandmother saw me grow as a young kid and grow into a student and watch me go through college and then watch me graduate and start an advertising agency. And all the while she was watching me, she was molding me to understand that I got to give back. It's not one of those things where I have a choice. I don't have no choice. Like I said, we did I'll be honest with you, we did the expo for some 6 or 7 years, and I funded out of my pocket just for my kids. And the thing about me is this: they are the ancestors that I stand on, the shoulders that I stand on, the heads that I live from, and I utilize what they have given me, because at the end of the day, Doc, it's them, it's not me. And when you look at my work, I don't push my work, I don't talk about my work. You've shown my work to more people today than I've shown my work in the last 4 or 5 years, because I have a group of collectors that wait for me to draw and paint pieces, and they buy them. And then I take some of the money and give to the kids. And all of this is because something was given to me when I was a child. I was given the opportunity, and I want the young people to hear this. I was given the opportunity to express myself with what I like to do. Today's kids, they're on the telephones, and even though my phone has been ringing, if I had had one of these when I was a kid, if I had had one of these phones where I could reach out to the world when I was a kid, I just don't know where I would be. And I would say to all of the kids today, utilize technology. Utilize technology to get you where you want to go. If you got a question about something you want to do, you can Google it. If you got a question about something you wanted to invent, you can Google it. If you want to do something with your life, Don't sit around and wait for somebody to tell you what to do. You create it and you can do it.
Awesome. I love it. So folks, please help us help many children. And I say all around the world, but this is like nationally, but I say all around the world because my broadcast is global. And this reach that Dr. Kelly has is global. And when one child, even in the most desperate places on the planet, can see this, it gives them hope. It gives them a light that they can follow so that the dream that they dream can come to fruition and turn into their reality instead of them living a nightmare. And you can make a huge difference and turn the moments of doubt into the moments of hope. And you can go right there and do it.
And I know we probably have to get out of here, but I just want to appeal to the families. If you have a son, if you have a daughter that has a dream, have them to email us. I don't care where you are. I know some people say, well, Eric, you're asking for a lot. If everybody on the planet sends you something, you're not going to be able to read everything. Well, it's not about me reading everything. There is a young man out there. There is a young kid out there who wants to do something with their life. They've been thinking about something in an invention, and nobody's hearing them. They've been thinking about doing something, and nobody's hearing them. We want to help these kids. You know, it's easy for me to sit back at a ripe old age and say I had a chance to do everything that I could do. But I have not had a chance to do everything. With your help, I can do more. When we come on and say, help us, it's not to help me. It is to help the kids. We'll put the Cash App out there. We'll put our website out there. But at the end of the day, if you don't help us, the question becomes, what is our value? And as I said before, if you don't value your value, then your value is not valuable. And you got to think about what is the value? And the value is our kids. You know, at the end of everything that I say, I always say to people, what you're looking for is looking for you. And we are looking for all the help that we can get. I wanted to give one more email, info@blackbusinessexpo1.com. That's info@blackbusinessexpo1.com. The kids can go there. And then for all of the Black businesses all over the world, if you would like to be on our platform, we do 100 speakers a month. A quarter. And we have 100 voices of speakers who talk about their businesses. If you like to talk about your businesses, we're doing one the last week in August, and August is Black Business Month. And we're doing one in November, right before Thanksgiving. And so next year we will do one every 2 months, because what we want to create is a network of Black businesses that can build capacity all across the world and share their beautiful and brilliant businesses to other business owners and to our students. Because what people do not know, our audience is students. Students come on. When I talk about the 30,000 people, 20% of those are students who are watching what we're doing and saying to themselves, if that person can do it, I can do it. And I think that is really what we call legacy and generation building. Exactly. And I gotta make a shout out for Durham, North Carolina, the home of the first Black Wall Street, the home of North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, the home of Mechanics and Farmers Bank, the home of Black business. We thank you, and we thank you. Even if you don't give us one penny, we thank you for sharing this opportunity and sharing your platform with us, because we know that if we continue to give the message to people, somebody's going to sit there and say, you know what they are doing is not only valuable, it's profound. We're doing something that nobody else is doing in the history of time. We are creating something where Black businesses can share their realities. And as I say, you know, it's reality TV. Nobody taps you on the shoulder and say, what you said can't be said. Nobody taps you on the shoulder and say you can't showcase your business. We continue to showcase Black businesses.
Yes.
And again, you know, I want to say to you, HC Richie, Lotus, thank you so very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for believing in us. And you know, as we say, you know, the last thing I want to leave you with, when Dr. Martin Luther King was running and talking about justice, 20% of the people that showed up was white Americans. Okay, there was no internet. There was no 200 and 300 television stations. There was only 3 TV stations, a bunch of megaphones. But the reason that crowd was there was not for Martin Luther King, even though Martin was our leader. The reason that crowd was there was because of justice in America. And so the thing that gives me great joy to know is I am asking for justice for our kids. And I know with the internet, I know with television, I know with radio, if we continue to ask, people will hear the voices of those kids who are looking and saying, support us, because somebody is standing up for us.
Exactly. And I love it. And here's the thing, folks, we are getting ready to go ahead and take a quick break. But in the meantime and in between time, I'd like you to go to the page, go to the Black Business Network, Black Business Expo page. It's going to be on for 24 hours. Go there and begin to support. You'll see Dr. Kelly on later tonight. At the close of the show at 8 p.m., you will see him talking with someone. And I'm not going to tell you who. You got to show up to find out who. Make sure you go there. And so here's the thing. We're going to give you a couple of seconds. Tag somebody and let them know that you're on here with us. And then what I want you to do is put your information in the comment block below. And that way he can contact you. Now, here's the thing. When I come back, I have the remarkable DJ Mike Freeland. He's also known as Dr. Freeland. He's having an event, but when I come back, I'm coming with some secret sauce because I'm about to call out some of the global civility ambassadors to ask them for their help and support with the Black Business Expo. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching the show, and be sure to follow us on Instagram. Like and share and let us know that you care. Also, let us know what other type of shows you'd like us to present just for you. Thank you. Fantastic, and we're back. This is your girl Lotus Richey from the Lotus Richey Ignite Show, featuring the amazing Dr. Eric Kelly today, where he is hosting the Black Business Expo. And you wanted to know the secret sauce that I have? I'm going to show you. I saw we have Dr. Michael Freeland, who is one of the civility ambassadors of I Change Nation. He says, Dr. Lotus Richey, amazing platform to allow others to get their voice out to the people, global impact. So I want to share this with you because I'm calling the global civility ambassadors, asking for your help to support the Black Business Expo. And so with no further ado, I want to share with you this amazing opportunity coming up in Kansas City. So with you coming to show up and getting where you fit in, what I'm asking of you is for the global civility ambassadors and Dr. DJ Mike J. Freeland in his mental real estate function that's coming up in September. We'd like to share with you to connect with the Black Business Expo. So I'm so happy that I was able to share that brief tidbit of Dr. Mike Freeland and the Global Civility Ambassadors. So, Dr. Freeland, I charge you, I ask you for your help, for your support. And here, he just put something in here. He just put something in here, and I'm going to share it with you all. He just put something in here. He says, DJ Mike J Entertainment LLC, also known as Dr. Mike Freeland. He put his information in there. Dr. Kelly, please grab that. And he said, absolutely, how can I donate?
Well, you can donate by going to our website at www.Black Business Expo USA, or if you want to, you can donate live on camera right now to our Cash App, and I can hold this phone right here and get it right now at BBX USA, and my kids will scream.
Yes. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to put that on the screen so you can see it. And if you go in the chat, it's actually right there in the chat. So scroll up in the chat and you will see it. You can donate right there. Donate right there. Cash App BBX USA. Send your donations their way.
Well, y'all can send them right now, and we can begin to tally what's going on. As you can see, one of my hostesses just came up. This young lady right here is one of our top hostesses. She runs her own company, and she decided that she would take a day off from work just to showcase and share with the kids to help with the Black Business Network. But again, if Dr. Lotus,
yes, sir.
If they send cash to our Cash App right now, we can share with you what the audience is doing right now.
Awesome. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going right to Facebook Messenger. And I'm going to put this in Facebook Messenger to a couple of folks. And if you want to donate, I dare you to go ahead and put the information in. And so you can go ahead and donate and help all these young children and business owners win.
Well, I want to say to you, Doc, we truly appreciate you sharing your time and sharing this hour with us. A lot of times we don't get this kind of love from each other. And you know what I mean? A lot of times it's all about competition. It's all about I'm the best and you're just the rest. And it's just so great when, people of your stature take out the time. And not only did you call me on the phone and tell me what you were doing, I said, well, I'll come on right now. And you said, well, come on. And you didn't hesitate. You didn't say, well, Eric, this is my platform and I don't want to bring you on right now. I got to wait because of stuff that I'm doing. You brought me on, and I just want to tell you thank you. And that's what we don't do a lot of times. What we don't do is we don't, as a group, get together. And I was hoping you was going to show what was getting ready to come on, because there's an international singer by the name of Coco Macmillan. Coco Macmillan, the lady in the blue. She was the background singer for the late great Gerald Levert, and she's one of my friends. And she's getting ready to talk to elite women of excellence. And one of her women that she's going to be talking to is an international comedian. And I do want to tell you something, Doc. I do want to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you something. We got $100 that came in. I'm telling you, you're making a difference. People think I be playing. People think I'm playing, and we want to say thank you to that. Like I said, if everybody would give $1, this thing would be bigger than anything. And I want to, whomever sent it in, I want to thank you so very much. But this lady right here, she is more than a joy to know, and she has a television show called the Coco Macmillan Show, where she interviews entertainers from all over the world. And she's a world traveler herself. And she's getting ready, you can look at it, she's getting ready to bring on those women. And it's going to be awesome. So once this show is over, if you want to come on the network and check out what she's saying, please come and check out what she's saying, because she's sharing information so that the kids can see that it's more to the entertainment business than just getting on stage.
Yeah. So I would like to personally shout out Dr. DJ Mike Freeland for his donation that he just made. I want to shout you out. I want to thank you because you truly know about the mental real estate. If we really want people to think better about what we're doing as a people collectively, we have to support. And so thank you, Dr. DJ Mike J. Freeland, for your recent donation to the Black Business Expo USA. And make sure you join him for his upcoming annual mental real estate event in Kansas. Okay, he's going to have some of the top speakers on the planet as well. Dr. Christine Kozacek and a king from Ghana, King Sir Ambassador Dr. Clyde Rivers, Veronica Bird, Wendell Graham, and of course, Dr. Tracy Ward, Zaccone Prince, and yours truly, Dr. Lotus Richey, and Dr. Corey Briggs, along with Dr. Adria Luster. So thank you so much for Dr. DJ Mike J. Freeland for your donation to the wonderful movement that Dr. Kelly is doing with the Black Business Expo. I thank you so much.
Dr. Lotus, now you just said Kansas City, right? You just said Kansas City, right? I am going to call the National Black Mastermind Group, who is one of our sponsors. Their headquarters is in Kansas City. Their CEO is Dr. Donna Watson. And what I'm going to do is, when we leave this conversation, I'm going to call her and I'm going to connect them. I've already got his information. I'm going to connect him so that her organization, the National Black Man Organization, can attend his conference. Those are the kind of connections that we need to do. It's Watson, not Watts. It's Donna Watson.
Watson. Okay, I got you.
Dr. Donald Watson, and it's the National Black Mastermind Organization, who's one of our sponsors. And what they do is they train entrepreneurs to earn more money. And I want to make sure I make that connection, because this world really is a small planet. You never know who's in your city. And I'll guarantee you they would definitely be a part of that conference.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly. And thank you so much, Dr. Mike J. Freeland. And I double dog dare you guys, go ahead and share this broadcast, because guess what? I am going over to check out the ladies that are talking right here with the remarkable singer herself. And here, I'm going to give you a little tidbit of what they're
Comedy
saying.
Awards, which was won also by Whoopi Goldberg. She's toured in numerous of stage plays, including with Tyler Perry. Recently, she turned her life over to Christ. Now, what I love about this, because she said that she had some type of criticism from her peers that didn't understand her decision. But I want to let her know we understand your decision, changing your life over to Christ. She has a book that's just recently been published called Gracefully Broken, Wonderfully Restored. Let's welcome my friend Shanita Morris, better known as Chocolate.
Awesome. So listen, folks, if you want more of that, and I know you do, you need to jump on over to the Black Business Expo page on Facebook. You see it? There you have it. So, Doc, would you please have your final words of wisdom for our viewers? And to all of our viewers out there, thank you for watching. And for those that are just coming on, please go ahead and play us on repeat. Dr. Kelly, the platform is yours.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And what I like to say to people is this: if you got a goal, if you got a dream, if you have an idea, don't stop because somebody says it's not going to work. Don't stop because somebody says they don't like what you're doing. Don't stop because somebody has a different opinion of who you are and what you want to achieve. My final words to you is continue to strive to be the best you that you are. The only competition is you. Fear is an imagination idea that keeps us from soaring to the top. And for all of those who support the Black Business Expo, I'd like to say thank you so very much for, just considering us as a organization that wants to make change. And to you, Dr. Lotus, Richie, I want to say thank you so very much because you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to even call us over to your channel. You didn't have to look at us and say you are important. And when I look at you, I want to just say to you, thank you so very much. And again, back to the audience, please be assured that determination and strength reside in you each and every day. And if you want to be the best you, don't quit. Don't stop, no matter what. And remember, if you pay attention to the signs of the things that are going around you, you will always get to your goal. And never put money first. Put the vision first, and money will come. Remember what I said. What you're looking for is looking for you. But the question is, are you looking for it? Thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. And until I see each and every one of you again, we appreciate you and we send you light and love for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Because after all, I'm bringing inspiration to every nation. Why? Because I can. Thank you and see you next time. Hey, and welcome back to Lush Crochet Ignite Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lush Crochet Ignite is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers. Thank you for your support and good night. Thank you, Dr. Eric Kelly, CEO of Black Business Expo.